Good morning, and thanks so much for checking in with us here at Atlanta News First Plus on your Sunday morning. I'm Megan Packer. We are tracking a lot for you, letting you know what's making headlines right now across Metro Atlanta, as always. And we've got to talk about big changes in your forecast. So we'll bring in First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams in just a moment. But first, let's talk about the latest with the flight delays and cancellations. Of course, we are watching that very closely, especially at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, where people are just dealing with quite a mess there this morning as we continue to see the reduction in flights at some of the nation's busiest airports. This is all related to the announcement that was made by the FAA just a few days ago that they are gradually increasing the numbers of flights that are being reduced, or they are asking airlines to do so. So the latest numbers that we're seeing right now, let's see, 307 cancellations, 271 delays. That is just into and out of Atlanta's airport alone. Nationwide, you're looking at about 1,400 cancellations this morning. So the 4% reduction in flights started Friday. That will be up to 6% by Tuesday, 10% by Friday. Could it get bigger as time goes on? We shall see. But right now, travelers are just kind of left scrambling, trying to figure out what they are going to do. It's just really quite a ripple effect. So keep it with us all day long as we continue to watch what happens here at Atlanta's airport and just kind of the trickle-down effect because of all these delays and cancellations. People were out in Atlanta yesterday making their voices heard. They marched to the governor's mansion in Buckhead to demand that Governor Brian Kemp use state money to buy food for people who rely on SNAP benefits. Governor Kemp says the state, though, cannot fund SNAP because it's a federal program. So in the meantime, people are relying on help from food distribution centers, nonprofits, churches. We've told you about so many people just stepping up and trying to help them however they can. And here's another angle of this. People who have pets who rely on SNAP are especially strained because not only are they trying to feed their families, but they're trying to feed their pets as well. SNAP cannot be used for pet food, so groups have been collecting kibble for pet owners who are just thankful during this stressful time. The Humane World for Animals estimates more than 20 million pets live in poverty with families. Not being able to afford to take care of pets leads to more animals going to shelters, many of which are already overcrowded. An update to a shooting we told you about this time yesterday here at Atlanta News First Plus, learning a little bit more about who was involved here in DeKalb County. We now know 3 men were shot at the apartment complex on Russwood Avenue. It was around 1:40 yesterday morning. At last check, police say 2 of the men were in critical condition. No word still, though, about what led up to the shooting, if anybody's been arrested, but we know that they were really focused in on a silver sedan in the parking lot of that apartment complex that had a lot of bullet holes in it. And we will leave you with this headline on a Sunday. The Mega Millions jackpot is growing up to $900 million. That's for Tuesday's drawing. That is a more than $415 million cash value. And the Powerball jackpot is not too bad either. That drawing is tomorrow night. That's up to $490 million. So good luck to you if you are playing. Let's take a peek outside. Not too bad right now. It actually looks really nice in Midtown as we bring in First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams to talk about the forecast. Isaac, you've been telling us, though, this is really the last of the nice weather before the absolutely freezing weather moves in.
Yeah, Megan, it's going to be coming in fast. We've got a freeze warning to tell you about this today, and it's taking effect tonight for tomorrow morning. And then, of course, that is going to last into Tuesday, too. We had kind of a spooky sky earlier this morning. If you were watching the newscast, we had some fog, some low clouds kind of masking the tops of the buildings. But then we also had some sun kind of trying to peek through. But now it is at least partially to mostly sunny day. And we're looking ahead to a freeze warning that's issued. Now, again, this is just for Monday morning, tomorrow morning. Notice the far southern and eastern counties, so Upson, Lamar, Butts, Putnam, Jasper counties, not in the freeze warning, but everybody else is in the freeze warning. So this does now include Athens. When we were on the air earlier this morning, Athens was not included, but the Weather Service expanded this freeze warning to include most of North Georgia, and then everybody, including the counties I mentioned earlier, will be in that freeze warning for Tuesday morning. So that cold weather certainly is going to continue spilling in from the north and west starting this afternoon, and then, of course, all night tonight and tomorrow. Right now on first alert radar, a front is passing through the region, and we're going to see a little bit of cloud coverage linger through the rest of the day. But the main story is, of course, the cold air coming in. We've got a big snowstorm ramping up across the Great Lakes. In fact, Chicago could see quite a bit of snow this evening, and you can see that that lake effect snow machine is certainly firing up across the Great Lakes and into portions of the northern Ohio Valley. But this is the cold air that's going to be wrapping in later on today. So that's kind of where it is now, and what's going to be happening later today is temperatures will be dropping fast. So we'll be seeing anywhere from 57 to 74 degrees, so a range in temperature this afternoon. And then we're going to continue to see these numbers drop throughout the course of the evening. This is 7 o'clock. We're already in the 40s in Atlanta. The winds are going to be picking up at this point, so it's going to be feeling even colder than what you see here on the map here. But going into the evening, this is what we're going to see with wind and cold and the wind chill. This is the reason that we have first alert weather days for Monday and Tuesday. We've had them in the forecast all week. It seems like we've been talking about this for a week, and we have, and it is now just about here later on today and tonight. Also comes with some mountain snow showers, mainly in the Smokies, but we could see a few high elevation flurries or snow showers in extreme North Georgia tomorrow. Shouldn't amount to much. There's no winter weather advisory for any counties in North Georgia. If that, of course, changes, we'll let you know. But right now, we're thinking we're not going to have quite enough moisture down this far south. But the Tennessee-North Carolina line will have enough moisture. In fact, snow totals there could exceed half a foot in portions of the Smokies. You can see areas, I believe that is Graham and Swain counties in western North Carolina in a winter storm warning, and then just across the line into Tennessee, some mountainous areas there. In the purple, that's winter weather advisory are for the rest of western North Carolina, including Mount Mitchell, just outside of Asheville, and then on into the western tip of the state. Clay County, North Carolina, not included in anything just yet either, but in the advisory area, we're looking at 1 to 4 inches of snow. The 6+ inch of snow is likely to occur in the higher peaks, 3,000 or 4,000 feet or higher in elevation, but definitely one of the first significant snows of the Smoky Mountain season. Again, for wind chill the rest of the night here, this is what we're looking at for tomorrow morning. Wind chill of 27 degrees in Atlanta, 26 in Lawrenceville, 16 in the mountains, 26 in Calhoun, 24 Dawsonville. And this is just a snapshot, but remember, we're going to have a near constant wind that gusts pretty high through the course of the day. And notice as we progress into 3 o'clock of Monday afternoon tomorrow, we'll be fortunate if the wind chill gets above freezing in Atlanta. So cannot stress this enough. This cold is going to last all day, all night, and for about the first half of Tuesday, and then we will see a nice thaw for the rest of the week. But a 13-degree wind chill in Blairsville is really intense up in the mountains tomorrow night, and again, we're going to keep those winds going into Tuesday morning. The temperature, 26 degrees for Tuesday. Veterans Day, we'll see plenty of sun. In fact, all-day sunshine. We'll be struggling to get to 50 degrees, so that chill is going to stick around, but the winds will be calming through the day Tuesday. The worst of the wind comes tonight and tomorrow. Then we see calmer winds on Tuesday, and then the rest of the week will be adding up degrees quite nicely. In fact, we'll be mid-60s Wednesday, upper 60s Thursday, excuse me, and then Friday and Saturday, we're going to be back in the low 70s. So we're going to be warming up nicely. This deep freeze chill only lasts about 2 days. 2.5 days if you count maybe into Wednesday there, because we could have some patchy frost early, followed by that rise in temperature into the 70s by the end of the week. We'll take you back outside to Midtown this morning. We're almost at lunchtime. Get outside and enjoy it before the winds really kick up and the temperatures start to drop later today. And again, we will keep you posted right here on ANF Plus, the First Alert Weather app, and on air later today with the latest on these frigid temperatures on the way.
Thank you for watching ANF Plus. For more breaking news, live coverage, and your community stories, download the Atlanta News First app. You can also watch us on YouTube, Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. To join the conversation on YouTube Live, visit our channel and hit subscribe. You can also listen to the Atlanta News First podcast by searching Atlanta News First on your preferred listening platform.